Ooh,
Oh yeah.
the Boston Celtics. They made it. This was a fun one. 138 to 129. That is modern NBA basketball. Jackson, thank you for joining us, assistant vibes manager. I think there's never been a more accurate assessment of what you do here at First to the Floor. This is it's great to see you. How's it going?
Yeah, wonderful, man. I just let the record show. And when I say let the record show, I can't remember exactly what I said. I'm pretty sure I said this has the makings of a 140, 128 kind of
Wow.
win for the Celtics. And 138, 129 is what we ended up with. So it
Whew.
was obvious that those red courts, man, just breeds points.
Man, okay. I don't even like where to. I guess we start towards the end here because the game was pretty tight, really, the whole way through. The Celtics early looked like they might get up, but fourth quarter, Derek White leaves the game doubtful to return with a foot thing. So that's the only like thing we're worried about here. But Payton Pritchard plays all of the Derek White minutes and proceeds to have a 19-point fourth quarter where we're getting worried
Unreal.
about Derek White missed a fourth quarter. And Payton Pritchard comes in and goes, hold my beer. Let's go.
Yeah, man, that was 19 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
What? I think he had like 2 threes going into the fourth quarter, and what
Yeah,
did he finish
dude.
with? 8 or something like that.
7 for 11 from 3 for the game.
7 for 11 from 3. Yeah. They were showing his highlights like out of a timeout, and it's just nothing but buckets, buckets, buckets. But there was a free throw, not free throw. There was a rebound that he got from his free throw. And just plenty of just instances like that. He made such a difference. The fact that Tatum finishes like 35-14 and just looks awesome, and the headline is Payton Pritchard's just supernova
Dude.
fourth quarter. Like pretty cool, hey? Pretty cool.
Man, shout out the chat, everybody here. If you could just hit that little like button, just jump over there with your little mouse, hit that like
Give
button.
it one of these.
Get one of those. RJ, thank you for the super chat. The NBA Cup is like old ABA. I'm not sure I even understand that really, but the NBA Cup situation. So we ended up winning by 9. Not enough to give us the 15 points that I know was the number floating around. The Pistons are plus 20. It's going to be too hard for me to explain it all right now, but
Yeah.
essentially we didn't do enough to really put ourselves in the driver's seat, but who really cares? The Celtics won today. The Cavaliers lost today. We are now half a game back from the 1 seed. I mean, Payton Pritchard's probably the story here. Like, I know Rivens, you're in the chat here, and you like to remind me that I said that last year TJ McConnell was better than Payton Pritchard. You go back and watch the Eastern Conference Finals and tell me which one was better. And that is not a question that's difficult to answer this season. Payton Pritchard has straight up been one of the best players in the NBA off the bench. Like the level of scoring that he's giving this team, like just flamethrower night after night after night, and not just like in moments where it's nice to have. He iced the game. He like took the game completely over tonight, and he's done like whether extending leads or in both of the Milwaukee games. He's had like 20-point first halves. He really upped it with having a 19-point first quarter tonight. But Pritchard is like having an insane season so far.
Yeah, I feel like he got his foot in the door with like the rotation because of the whole like end of quarter buzzer beater thing. That was like a little gimmick. That was the thing. He's completely evolved from having that like can't miss in the last 3 seconds of the quarter to, I wouldn't say can't miss all the time, but like you saw like what it's like when he's hot today in the fourth, like unreal. And the fact that we were like facing a key stretch of the game without Derek White, without Jason Tatum, and you had to accommodate for Nemish Queta as well. It was like pretty grim looking for a second, but like the level of shot making and just like his overall play, unreal, man. And he's that six man player of the year. That ain't fake. That's as legit as it gets, and that is like probably one of the best. I'd say that's his best performance of the year. I know he's had like similarly consistently scoring throughout games, but like, you know, low key, I know we didn't win by as many as that we needed to, and ultimately it's gonna be whatever probably. But if for mine, that's a big game because now, like you said, what half a game away from the 1 seed in the Cavs, which we can take off them on Sunday. And yeah, just losing to the Bulls in the cup would have sucked. And
would have sucked.
Losing to the Bulls, not having it. I'm not having it. Yeah.
Losing to the Bulls would have sucked. Losing to the Bulls in the cup would have sucked even more. So Payton Pritchard, I mean, it's his highest scoring game of the season. The other game was the game against Milwaukee where he had 28 points and was 8 for 12 from 3. He goes 7 for 11 this game. So that's multiple games now. And we've only played 19 games now in the regular season.
Yeah.
And Pritchard has he has now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games. More than 50% of the games that we have played, Pritchard has hit at least 5 threes.
God damn. That's pretty good. That is very good.
That's absurd. So obviously huge tonight. Obviously huge on the season. And we talked about this in the playback room just before. It was a good contract when they signed it in the offseason. If he's going to play like this, I mean, it's one of the best contracts in the NBA. I've been saying he's going to cool off now for 2 weeks. He hasn't cooled off, and this was the most supernova he has been so far.
Yeah, you put that in the Al Horford's going to look real old eventually sort of category.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fair, he looked a little old tonight, but like you know what I'm talking about. It's just
that doesn't count though because it's not a big game and it's not a playoff game. So
certainly not. No, but yeah, no. Shout out Pritchard, just supreme shot making and play overall in the fourth quarter.
So the other guy that was pretty good. I mean, a few guys are good tonight, but Jason Tatum, 35 points, 14 rebounds. 5 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 3 turnovers, which is one more than you like to see. But when you're going to have the ball that much, that's kind of
60% shooting splits, I believe.
Dude, 12 for 18. Yeah. So this is what's it. I kind of like these numbers. Like he shot 8 threes, 4 for 8 from 3, which was nice. But he was really good getting downhill tonight. He was getting that Vucevic matchup. He was dusting Torrey Craig off the dribble, and obviously he got to the line 10 times. His free throws are going to drive me nuts at this point. He should have had at least 9 for 10, at least 8 for 10. But he has the 7 for 10 from the free throw line. That's still an insane level of efficiency. He ends the games with a 78% true shooting. So as far as like the Jason Tatum agenda, MVP, first team All NBA stuff, this was definitely very helpful for that to have a game like this. Like this is 35 and 14 and 5 on 12 for 18. And it didn't really feel like to me at any point he went like completely nuts. It just felt like whenever he was out there, he was just going little spurts. He had that awesome block, rebounding. It was just like complete control.
Yeah, there was a moment, I think we were down like 7 or maybe close even to 10, I think end of the second quarter or getting towards it. And he just got the ball, went straight to the rim, laid it in, got it down to like 7 or something. And you said that this is just a good play to like, just steady up. I'm here. I'm getting the points. I'm getting us on the right path. And I think that sparked like a 14-0 run that we had. So that was one example of that. What's mad? It's like, obviously, the efficiency and the splits is what makes this game particularly exceptional. But 35, 14, and 5 for Tatum, like 2 years ago, you'd be like, oh my God, that's so good. This is amazing. This feels almost like standard Jason Tatum these days, which is mental.
It's crazy.
Which is mental because, he's good for one of these. It feels like every 3 or 4 games. The efficiency, as I said, fantastic tonight. But yeah, I know Jokic is Jokic, but like Tatum's not going anywhere in this MVP race. He's going to be hanging in there till the bitter end based on this evidence.
Yeah, especially if the Celtics end up getting to 65 wins while the Nuggets end up somewhere around 50. So excuse me.
Just bar fights stabbing their way to barely over 500 for like an 8th seed in the West. Yeah. Yeah,
and we went to do the whole MVP thing, but the champion, there's not like they have to show me they can actually win it on the bigger stage stuff anymore. So maybe it's like a lifetime achievement type thing. But yeah, dude, it's absolutely like this is an incredible game. But this is what he's done this year. He's having the best season of his career. Yeah, and like once a week he's having like a holy shit game, and all the other games were just like, oh yeah, 26, 8, 6 on good efficiency. That's just like the baseline is like 26, 8, and 6, and now this is not even the ceiling outcome. It's more just like the higher end of his normal nights are now 35 and 12 on like the 3-point shot now. Like I'm starting to feel pretty good about it. Like the way that it looks, he looks really comfortable taking it from deeper as well, and just he's being really aggressive off the catch. Just he knows that it feels like he knows the types of looks that are going to go in. I feel like I'm seeing less of that one had no chance. And obviously I feel like this in this moment because he just went 4 for 8 and they all went in. But, oh my God, you know what we didn't talk about yet?
Jaylen Brown's poster.
This comment from Derek in the chat. The last second Hauser 3. Holy shit.
Yeah,
like
true.
1.4 seconds timeout Celtics. Hauser
Total
hits like
Psycho Joe move. Yeah.
Bro, he's like sprinting away from the screen, catch, turn, fire, one leg LaMelo Ball style, knocks it down. Oh
you know what it actually reminded me of, like now that I think about it? Do you remember when we played the Bucks 2 seasons ago? No one except Derek White was in. Everyone sat out, and we had down 3, and he just curled that off and just yeeted this 3 that went in. It was something similar to that, but like he had no time to operate. You know, to anyone else, this is like just an empty possession, whatever, we'll give it a shot. But, you know, even though the points differential isn't where we need it to be, like a difference between a 9-point win and a 6-point win could bring us an NBA Cup. You never know. And that was mental to see. Yeah.
There's going to be 2 moments I look back on the NBA Cup, one way or another. When we're holding the trophy above our heads, I'm going to be remembering this Sam Hauser shot. And if we're at home watching the NBA Cup Finals, I'm going to think about that turnover where Drew Holiday inbounded at the Tatum in the Hawks game when they were like down 1, and it just dribbled out of bounds like a flaccid log.
Flaccid is the right word. Yeah.
At the end of a long night, and so those are the 2 inflection points. We're going to need some help to get in, but like I have a feeling. I feel like the basketball gods are going to reward us for respecting the NBA Cup here.
Yeah, I think so too. And hey, 3-1. We were 3-1 last year as well. It was good enough to get through. I think it's probably looking a little more unlikely than likely, but hell, man, like I said, at the end of the day, if it's not meant to be in the cup, so be it. The fact that we are now 16-3, half a game back from the Cavs, who look like they're starting to sputter a little bit. I'm looking big picture here. I think this is a fantastic result. Yeah.
Look, as much as it's been fun, like I've like truly enjoyed like getting excited about the cup, but I can manufacture nonsense. I'm a sucker for any type of marketing campaign like that.
Nonsense manufacturer over here.
Yeah. Big fan of nonsense manufacturing. That's for sure. But like, obviously the win is more important overall. And catching the Cavs, we're half a game back now, and the Cavs are now 2-3 in their last 5 games. They've lost back-to-back games to the Hawks, which that's pretty bad. Like when the Hawks beat them 2 days ago, I thought that was actually great news for our NBA Cup chances, because I was like, perfect. The Cavs are going to be like the Celtics. When they lose a game, they're going to come off a loss, be locked in, be focused, respect the NBA Cup. Alas, the complete opposite happened, and they kind of got blown out by the Hawks. Yeah.
Kind of wild. It's almost like the Hawks seem to have their number, or the Hawks just seem to be like every good team's bogey from the way it's going. So, yeah. Also, I don't know if you were going to take the conversation this way.
Please take us anyway.
KP in 25 minutes, 21, 8 and 1, a whisper quiet to 40% from 3, 7 of 11 from the field. Really, really useful minutes. Really useful performance there from KP. That 1-3 that he had in the fourth quarter over Vooch, which I thought, this is a terrible shot, and it just was money. Just another reminder, in case you needed it, why it's so fucking awesome to have a 7'3" elite shooting big man on your team that is Kristaps Porzingis. So stoked he's back, and great performance today.
He is so fucking good, man. It's crazy. Like, obviously, I'd almost forgotten about that. Like, when the game started, he made one of those, Kristaps Porzingis 29, 30 footers. And I was like, what's awesome about Kristaps, or one of the things that's awesome about Kristaps is like, worst case scenario on a possession, you can kind of just like get to that shot if you need it. And this was testing that theory to the nth degree. It was like, game was getting tight, 1 second left on the shot clock, just throw it to the 7'2" Latvian guy. And yeah, sure, he'll just bomb it and ice the game. So like, obviously there's that piece of his game, but what's awesome is just like the post-up game. And that that was the most efficient play in the NBA last year. It was like that and fucking Nikola Jokic hook shots or whatever post-ups as well. It's like Jokic and Kristaps, two of the most efficient plays in the NBA. Just get those dudes the ball. Jokic can do it on anyone. Whenever teams like get switched onto Kristaps, having that play, you just throw it to him. Josh Giddey was in hell. He hits you with the pump fakes. It's not just catch it and shoot over the top. It's catch it, pump fake, get a shoulder in, and then another pump fake, gets one step closer, and he's like 6 feet from the rim, and his touch is just so ridiculous. So to add that element back into this team that was already 14-3 or whatever they were when Kristaps came back, and now they're 2-0 since Kristaps has returned. That's not even to say the rim protection and the defense. Like, there was one play late in the game, Zach LaVine going downhill, and Kristaps just did such a good job of taking the bump and keeping his arms up, making the finish really hard on LaVine. I mean, you can't say, like, this is what this guy makes the team unbeatable in a playoff series.
Yeah, he truly is the special sauce that on the awesome 3-point comprised cake that we have. No blocks tonight, but yeah, like you're right, the rim the presence around the rim just altered that many shots. You're always surprised when someone does manage to get one to go over him. Not to shit on Vucevic too much, but like, you know, you talked about the big European guys who are like, you know, doing their thing. Vucevic, 32, 11,
unreal.
3, 11 of 16 from the field, 6 of 9 from 3. Fantastic. Jesus. A minus 19 in an 9-point loss.
Wow.
That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. Just goes to show that, wow. I guess defense does matter a little bit because like that was obviously the matchup they were hunting a lot. The Bulls started to like try and pre-switch Vooch out, and the Celtics still got to that matchup. I guess on paper, like you look at it, man, Vooch played KP kind of even, but he does just not have the two-way presence that Porzingis has, and
certainly not.
Man, Kristaps is so fucking good at basketball, dude. Like it's good to have him back. We won't be doing Celtics late night tonight. Just various commitments. We'll be doing a podcast tomorrow with a Cavs person previewing the next Cleveland game. So we'll go, a minute or two longer here, but so just so everybody knows the schedule. Derek White, obviously we kind of touched on before he went down. He was huge, 16 rebounds, 4 points, 4 assists. Drew Holiday had a weird game. Like he early was rough, but he was kind of clutch late in the game as well. Like big three, big layup under the basket, obviously. And you'd like to see him find his rhythm late in the game because, it was just he's been a little bit in a funk, and that's, whatever. He kind of did this last year as well. I don't have any issues about, concerns about him long term, but it was good to see him kind of really step up in crunch time.
Yeah, because we were talking in the playback about how he would get under the rim and he would like whip it out to someone in the corner, and it's all well and good when it's going down, but sometimes you wish he would just get himself the layup and get himself going. And he was smoking a lot of things at the rim in the first half or the first quarter at the very least. But it just speaks volumes to this team that someone like Derek White can go down, which would be like a death sentence to just about any other basketball team when you need that guy on the court. And Drew really lifted his game along with Pritchard, along with Tatum, et cetera, et cetera. Even mini shout out here to Nemish Kato because he looked pretty, maybe one or two defensive lulls.
He was fine though. He was fine.
I should say. He was totally fine. So yes, someone like him goes down, and then you've got his partner in crime, his backcourt, stock exchange partner Drew Holiday, saving his best for last. Just privileged to have a team full of dudes who can do that when it matters.
It really is, man. It really is an embarrassment of riches. Like they did not play good defense for the vast majority of this game. Holy shit, the Celtics put up 42 points in the fourth quarter.
Just when you, you just, I don't know, man. I just, even when it was looking jammy and you're in like a 10 point hole or whatever, I'm just like, I've seen it too many times this year. We're just going to sort it out eventually. And
Payton Pritchard's going to have 19 in the fourth quarter and it's going to be fine.
Yeah, obviously.
That's probably a good place to leave it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Hit the likes. Jackson, it's been a pleasure talking basketball with you today.
Likewise, man. Likewise.
Yeah, it's been a good time. Everybody, we'll see you soon. Great to see you. Till next time, go Celtics.